Will the senators and their guests please take their seats? The 2015-2016 session of the Rhode Island State Senate is hereby called to order. At this time, I would like to appoint the following committee to escort the Honorable Gina Raimondo, Governor, to the rostrum. Would Senators Sosnowski, Felag, Jabor, Picard, Archambault, Conley, Lombardi, Adiano, and G kindly retreat to the rear of the chamber. In preparation, I would like to appoint the following committee to escort the Honorable Nellie Gorbea, Secretary of State, to the rostrum. And would Senators Cody, Reptakis, Sheehan, Pichardo, Miller, Crowley, O'Neill, Kettle, and Morgan kindly retreat to the rear of the chamber after the Governor enters. Mr. Clerk, at the appropriate time. We did wipe you out, Dennis. Will the clerk please announce?
Madam Chairwoman, Her Excellency, the Governor of the State of Rhode Island.
Will the senators please attend? Mr. Clerk.
Madam Chairwoman, the Honorable Secretary of State.
Will the senators please attend? At this time, I would ask that you all be seated. The Constitution provides that the senior senator from the city of Newport opens the chamber. Therefore, in that role today, I would welcome Majority Leader Ruggiero, Minority Leader Algier, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, friends, family, and all of our distinguished guests. Welcome to the 2015 session of the state of Rhode Island, and a special welcome not only to all of you, but our 3 new members. With that, it is my honor and privilege to introduce the Honorable Nellie Gorbea, Secretary of State, to certify the roll of those duly elected to this chamber and to administer the oath of office. Secretary Gorbea. There you are. I'm looking. Where did she go?
Thank you so much, Madam President. I, Nellie Gorbea, Secretary of State, hereby certify the following list of members elected to the Senate in the General Assembly, in accordance with the certificate of election filed in this office by the Board of Elections on the 3rd day of December 2014, as provided by Sections 22-3-1 and 22-313 of the General Laws of Rhode Island. Mary Ellen Goodwin, Juan Pichardo, Gail Golden, Dominic Ruggiero, Paul Jabbour, Harold Metz, Frank Ciccone, James Doyle, Adam Satchel, Walter Felag, Christopher Scott Audiano, Louis De Palma, M. Teresa Paivaweed, Danielle DePont, Donna Nesselbush, Elizabeth Crowley, Edward O'Neill, William Conley, Ryan Pearson, Roger Picard, Nicholas Kettle, Stephen Archambault, Paul Fogarty, Mark Cody, Frank Lombardo III, Frank Lombardi, Hannah Gallo, Joshua Miller, Michael McCaffrey, William Walaska, Aaron Lynch, Cindy Coyne, Leonidas Raptakis, Elaine Morgan, Mark Gee, James Sheehan, Susan Sosnowski, Dennis Algier. In testimony whereof, I have whereunto set my hand and affixed the seal of the state of Rhode Island. Now, you being chosen to the place of senator in the General Assembly. Oh, sorry, you need to stand up first. Sorry.
Yeah.
You need to stand up first. I'm getting excited about this. All right, there we go. Sorry.
That's it.
That's it. I would like to request. Okay.
You can go ahead and just stay.
Okay. Here we go. Now raise your right hand. You being chosen to the place of senator in the General Assembly, do solemnly swear that you will be true and faithful to this state of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations, that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the laws of this state, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of your office to the best of your abilities, according to the law, so help you God. Congratulations, all of you. I look forward to working with you.
At this time, I would ask that the reading clerk call the roll of the body. The members will respond by stating present.
Senator Algier. Senator Archambault. Senator Ciccone. Senator Conley. Senator Cody. Senator Coyne. Senator Crowley. Senator DePont. Senator De Palma. Senator Doyle. Senator Felag. Senator Fogarty. Senator Gallo. Senator Gee. Senator Golden. Senator Goodwin. Senator Jabbour. Senator Kettle. Senator Lombardi. Senator Lombardo. Senator Lynch. Senator McCaffrey. Senator Metz. Senator Miller. Senator Morgan. Senator Nesselbush. Senator O'Neill. Senator Otiano. Senator Paivaweed. Senator Pearson. Senator Picard. Senator Pichardo. Senator Raptakis, Senator Ruggiero, Senator Satchel, Senator Sheehan, Senator Sosnowski, Senator Walaska. Madam Chairwoman, we have a quorum.
Thank you. At this time, it is my sincere honor to introduce Rabbi Wayne Franklin, Rabbi of Temple Amaluel, to deliver the invocation. Would the members and our guests please rise? Rabbi.
Thank you, Madam President. Governor Raimondo. The first century Hellenistic Jewish philosopher Philo of Alexandria once wrote that the beginning of all participation in good things is hope. Our state's founder, Roger Williams, surely understood Philo's teaching together with his own religious education when he anchored his new community in hope. As we gather today for the opening of this new session of the Rhode Island State Senate, we ask God's blessings on the men and women who have been elected as senators to serve the people of our state. May they be inspired to give us hope through their wise leadership. May they be blessed with vision and wisdom to help lift the spirits of our citizens as they work to create jobs for more people, housing for those who are homeless, food for those who are hungry, safety from violence, and prosperity for all of us. Help our senators to bring hope to the students in our schools so that their horizons will be broadened, that they may realize the potential that resides within them. May the laws our senators enact bring goodness to our state, adding quality and contentment to our lives. We pray that Rhode Island's motto of hope will always be a beacon and a challenge.
Thank you. At this time, will the members and guests please remain standing for the presentation of the colors by the Artillery Company of Newport and the Pledge of Allegiance, the singing of the national anthem, and until the colors are retired. At this time, I would call upon Leader Ruggiero, the Dean of the Rhode Island Senate, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I would now like to call upon the Newport, Rhode Island Division I Ancient Order of Hibernian Men's Singing Group to sing the national anthem.
Whoa.
would like to ask the Artillery Company of Newport to retire the colors and to thank them for their duty to our state and for their gracious assistance with today's special events, both the governor's and our inauguration today. Thank you. As the artillery leaves, I would ask that the Hibernians join us in singing our grand old flag. It is my honor and privilege at this time to introduce Her Excellency, the Governor Gina Raimondo, for special remarks. Governor Raimondo, and you may all...
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Senate President. Thank you, and thank you, all of you. It's an honor to be here with you. My husband, Andy, and I are thrilled to be serving our state. First of all, congratulations, especially to the 3 new members and your families. Running for office is hard. I applaud you for committing yourselves to public service, and congratulations. And to those of you who are returning members, God bless you. You keep coming back for more service, and I'm very grateful for it. Today was a wonderful ceremony. Thank you for braving the cold. I appreciate that. I'm here to let you know that I am excited to work with you. We certainly have challenges ahead. We certainly have an economy to revive, and we will have tough decisions in our future, but we will do it. We will do it together. For many of you, I worked with you through the pension, and those were hard decisions, but we made them, and we're going to continue to do what's right for the people of Rhode Island. That's why you're here, and that's why I'm here. Today was special in that I invited the Senate President and the Speaker to sit on the dais with me at the inauguration, which is somewhat unusual. That's not typically done. And I did that as a small gesture to say I'm ready for unprecedented collaboration with the Senate, and you have a magnificent leader in the Senate President. So God bless you. Have a wonderful day. And also I want to invite you all to the party this evening. You're all welcome. At 6 o'clock we're having a water fire. And after that there will be a party and a celebration at Water Place Park. And on Saturday there's a family day. So if any of you want to come and bring your kids, we're going to be here in the State House. It's an open house, lots of food and fun. So let's have a wonderful year together. God bless.
The next order of business is the election of a Senate President. The Chair will entertain a motion to open the floor to nominations. The Chair recognizes Senator Goodwin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. At this time, I move that the floor be open for nominations for office of Senate President.
Thank you, Senator. Is there a second to that motion?
Second the motion, Madam President.
Senator, thank you, Senator. It has been moved and seconded that the floor be open to nominations. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by stating aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. At this time, the chair recognizes Senate Majority Leader Dominic Ruggiero.
Thank you, Madam President. I would also like to take this opportunity to congratulate my colleagues, the 3 new elected senators, and those of you who are re-elected for coming back. As the governor said, we have some challenges, and I think that we'll all be working together, and I think it's going to be a better year than we've had in the past few years. However, it is my distinct honor to nominate Senator Teresa Paiva-Weed for re-election to the office of President of the Senate. President Harry Truman said, "Progress occurs when courageous, skillful leaders seize the opportunity to change things for the better." Teresa has the necessary courage and skill to do this, and those of you that have served with her in the past know that. I know of no other leader in government today who is as passionate about improving our state and is capable of making a positive difference. Teresa has provided the leadership necessary to move our state forward during very difficult times, and she will continue to lead with the strength and compassion needed as we build a better state. It is my privilege to serve as part of Teresa's leadership team. As Majority Leader, I see firsthand and up close the depth of Teresa's commitment to improving our state. She is focused on the state's economic competitiveness and the skills gap holding back Rhode Island workforce and Rhode Island businesses. She has the unique ability to pull all parties together for the greater good. Her door is always open, and she has helped each of us to find success as we work on our priorities on behalf of our constituents. In addition, she works to ensure that the Senate and each senator is portrayed in a positive light. She is tireless in her support and sincere in her friendship. I firmly believe that we are best able to meet the serious challenges facing our state with Teresa at the helm, and I am very pleased to nominate her for re-election to the office of President of the Senate. Thank you.
Is there a second to the nomination? The chair recognizes Senator Algier.
Thank you, Madam President Pro Tem. Before I begin, I'd like to just congratulate all of my colleagues in the Senate. Good luck, and I look forward to working with you this legislative session. I'm also proud to rise today in support of the nomination of my friend, Teresa Paiva-Weed. Teresa and I came into the Senate together, and I always greatly admired her leadership. Although it took a little longer to be elected a leader than me, her tremendous skill in the legislature was apparent right from the beginning. She gains a depth of understanding with each issue she delves into, and she works to build partnerships and find solutions. Teresa is driven not by partisanship or ideology. Rather, she is motivated by a desire to make our state a greater place to live and work. And with her, it is always about progress for Rhode Island and never about who gets the credit. I've been proud to stand beside her over the past several years as the Senate announced bipartisan packages of legislation designed to improve the state's competitiveness and close the skills gap to help put Rhode Islanders back to work. She draws on the talents of all members of the Senate. Mostly, I am proud to count Teresa as a friend. Ours is a friendship that has grown over our time together in the Senate. She is sincere in her convictions and candid in her conversations. She is trustworthy and has the utmost integrity. These qualities make her more than a friend. They make her a great Senate President. I am proud to second the nomination of Teresa for re-election to the office of the President of the Senate, and I urge all my colleagues will join me in supporting her. Thank you.
Thank you, Leader Algier. Are there any additional nominations? There being none, the chair will entertain a motion to close the floor to nominations. Senator Satchel.
Madam Chair, I move that the floor be closed to nominations.
Is there a second to that motion? Seconded by Senator Pearson. Thank you. It has been moved and seconded that the floor be closed to nominations. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and the floor is now closed to nominations. I would like to request that the reading clerk call the roll of the body. Members will please respond by stating the name of their nominee.
Senator Algier. Senator Algier, Paiva Weed. Senator Archambault. Senator Archambault, Paiva Weed. Senator Chacon. Senator Chacon, Paiva Weed. Senator Conley. Senator Conley, Paiva Weed. Senator Cody. Senator Cody, Paiva Weed. Senator Coyne. Senator Coyne, Paiva Weed. Senator Crowley. Senator Crowley, Paiva Weed. Senator DuPont. Senator DuPont, Paiva Weed. Senator DePalma. Senator DePalma, Paiva Weed. Senator Doyle. Senator Doyle, Paiva Weed. Senator Felag. Senator Felag, Paiva Weed. Senator Fogarty. Senator Fogarty, Paiva Weed. Senator Gallo. Senator Gallo, Paiva Weed. Senator G. Senator G, Paiva Weed. Senator Golden. Senator Golden, Paiva Weed. Senator Goodwin. Senator Goodwin, Paiva Weed. Senator Jabor. Senator Jabor, Paiva Weed. Senator Kettle. Senator Kettle, Paiva Weed. Senator Lombardi. Senator Lombardi, Paiva Weed. Senator Lombardo. Senator Lombardo, Paiva Weed. Senator Lynch. Senator Lynch, Paiva Weed. Senator McCaffrey. Senator McCaffrey, Paiva Weed. Senator Metz. Senator Metz, Paiva Weed. Senator Miller. Senator Miller, Paiva Weed. Senator Morgan. Senator Morgan, Paiva Weed. Senator Nesselbush. Senator Nesselbush, Paiva Weed. Senator O'Neill. Senator O'Neill, Paiva Weed. Senator Otiano. Senator Otiano, Paiva Weed. Senator Paiva Weed.
Teresa Paiva Weed.
Senator Paiva Weed, Paiva Weed. Senator Pearson. Senator Pearson, Paiva Weed. Senator Picard. Senator Picard, Paiva Weed. Senator Pichardo. Senator Pichardo, Paiva Weed. Senator Raptakis. Senator Raptakis, Paiva Weed. Senator Ruggiero. Senator Ruggiero, Paiva Weed. Senator Satchel. Senator Satchel, Paiva Weed. Senator Sheehan. Senator Sheehan, Paiva Weed. Senator Sosnowski. Senator Sosnowski, Paiva Weed. Senator Walaska. Senator Walaska, Paiva Weed. Madam Chair, the vote is 38 members for Senator Paiva Weed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. At this time, I would ask my family to please come up to the rostrum and Judge Gibney as well. Mom, that includes you. All set.
Please raise your right hand. I, Teresa Paiva-Weed,
I, Teresa Paiva-Weed,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to faithfully discharge the duties of President
to faithfully discharge the duties of President
with fairness to all,
with fairness to all,
and to uphold the honor and prerogatives of this chamber
and to uphold the honor and prerogatives of this chamber
and its members
to
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. At this time, I would just want to first of all say thank you to Donnie and Dennis for your very kind words, and thank you to the members of the Senate for your support. I am humbled by the honor of serving as your president, and I will do all that I can to live up to the trust that you place in me today. I, too, would like to welcome to the chamber the state officers who have joined us. I do want to recognize Seth Magaziner, who was here earlier as well, and our general treasurer. We look forward, as the governor said, to working together with all of the statewide officers as we confront the serious challenges that face our state. Justice Gibney, it really is an honor to have you here today to administer the oath of office. Welcome to the Senate chamber. Please don't be a stranger, and thank you. Welcome to all the family and friends that have joined us today, that have been supportive of all of us throughout the campaigns over the course of the year and the rigors of public service. Thank you for your encouragement, and I'm sure that we'll all say this more than once. Thank you for your patience. I want to welcome back all of my colleagues, and as the leaders said, I'm particularly pleased to recognize our 3 new members of the Senate, Cindy Coyne, Mark G., and Elaine Morgan. I'm very fortunate to have a chamber comprised of such talented and dedicated public servants, and it is an honor to serve alongside all of you. I value the partnership of Majority Leader Ruggiero. He's a leader devoted to the institution of the Senate and the success of its members. He is committed to helping his colleagues achieve their goals as we work together for our shared objective of improving the Rhode Island economy. I am proud to call him a partner in leadership and a friend. Minority Leader Algier has led his caucus with distinction. He has served as a strong voice for the members of the Minority Caucus, while also displaying a commitment to working across the aisle to achieve progress for our state. I have been honored to serve by his side throughout our entire time in the Senate. I believe that each of us in the Senate, regardless of party affiliation, shares a common goal of building a healthy and thriving Rhode Island economy. The opportunities are tremendous, particularly this year with the new and energetic governor, lieutenant governor, treasurer, secretary of state taking office today, each committed to working together to improve our state. Jobs in the economy is a top priority for each of us, and the Senate will work together with the executive branch and the House of Representatives to make this state a more attractive place to run a business and create jobs. Last year, we did begin our work with the skills gap, which businesses advised us was critical to economic growth, focusing on our out-of-work Rhode Islanders. One key step we need to take this year is to make education a priority this session and focusing our work on the future workforce of Rhode Island. We continue to hear from the businesses that they struggle to fill certain jobs. The skills gap is not a challenge that's unique to just Rhode Island, but is particularly troubling in a state with such a high unemployment rate. We need to ensure that our education system at all levels and our workforce development programs are preparing our students to succeed in a modern economy and insisting our citizens transition their skills to a modern workforce. I am looking forward with working with Governor Raimondo on this issue. With the school moratorium scheduled to expire in May, Rhode Island stands at a potential crossroads in education. Considerable work has already taken place in the Senate on this issue. It is time to lift the moratorium. However, we need to ensure that, as schools are built, they meet the modern needs of students. My own community of Newport is an example in this regard. They demonstrated what can be accomplished when local school committees work together with state officials, when they're willing to make the difficult decisions and collaborate on school construction needs. Our new Claiborne Pell School is energy efficient, includes smart boards in every classroom, and incorporates technology at all levels. Each and every community should have a Pell School. We also know the benefits of a full-day kindergarten throughout a student's schooling and throughout life. Yet, as much as we talk about pre-K and education, there are still communities, including some of our core cities, which do not provide all of their students with access to full-day kindergarten. This has been a priority for the Senate Education Committee, and the Senate will continue our work to encourage all communities in the state to provide full-day kindergarten for all children. At the other end of the education continuum, too often students are taking 3 or more years to earn an associate's degree, 5 or 6 years to earn a bachelor's degree. The rate of degree completion is within 3 years at CCRI is less than 20%. Higher education performance funding is one means through which we can take action to tie performance to certain outcomes, whether it's graduation rate or ensuring that colleges are graduating students in industry-targeted related fields. It is critical to our overall economic development efforts that we focus on all levels of education and job training, from preschool through higher education, from voc tech to adult literacy and job training programs. Just as an education is a means by which individuals can lift themselves out of poverty, education is also the basis on which we can build a strong economy. And as we work to build our economy and strengthen our education systems, we have an obligation to make sure that the less fortunate among us are not forgotten. It is wise to invest in effective programs that bring results and save state money in the long term. The cost effectiveness of providing preventative care and supportive housing have been proven, and we will support them. It is time for Rhode Island to end veteran and chronic homelessness, and we can start by setting a goal to end homelessness among our state's veterans this year. This session, we can prioritize the use of the realty conveyance fee funding for veterans' rental subsidies. As we embark on the 2013 legislative session, let us take up these challenges with strength and compassion, courage and determination. Working together, we will bring Rhode Island into a brighter future. Rhode Island, the birthplace of religious tolerance and American industry, can once again lead the nation as we grow our economy through excellence in education. Let us embrace our state motto and rekindle the hope that makes this state so great. I look forward to working together with all of you to make our state an even greater place to raise a family and run a business. Thank you. Thank you very much. And as I've stated, our priorities are things that you've all worked on, and I look forward to a to-do list this year. At this time, the next order of business is the election of President Pro Tem of the Senate. Are there any nominations? The chair recognizes Senator Lombardo.
Thank you, Madam President. It's my honor and with great pleasure I would like to nominate Senator William Walasker for Senate Pro Tem.
Thank you, Senator Lombardo. Is there a second to that nomination? The chair recognizes Senator Chacon.
Yes, Madam President. Thank you. I'd like to second the motion of my friend, Senator William Walaska.
Thank you, Senator Chacon. Are there any additional nominations? Hearing none, would the clerk unlock the machine? Those voting for Senator Walaska as President Pro Tem will indicate by pressing the green button. Those opposed, the red. The clerk will lock the machine and take the tally. 38 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative. It is my pleasure to announce that Senator Walaska from the City of Warwick has been elected the President Pro Tem for the years 2015-2016. We are awaiting the return of the Secretary of State at this time. So I would, while we wait, I would skip to new business. And at this time, I would recognize Senator Golden, who requests immediate consideration of a Senate resolution expressing condolences on the passing of the Honorable Lila M. Sapensley. Senator Golden requests that the resolution be read.
Senate resolution expressing condolences on the passing of the Honorable Lila M. Sapensley. Whereas it is with great sadness that this Senate has learned of the passing of the Honorable Lila M. Sapensley, beloved wife for 69 years to the late John M. Sapensley, and the devoted mother of 4 daughters, Patricia Sapensley and her husband Harold Levy, Joan Sapensley and her husband Richard Lewis, Jill Mooney and her husband James, and Carol Rubenstein and her husband Alan. She was also the loving grandmother to 9 beautiful grandchildren and a well-respected former Rhode Island State Senator. And whereas Ms. Sapensley was a trailblazer and champion for women's issues and open government, while serving as a Rhode Island State Senator, she became the first female to hold a leadership post after being chosen by her Republican peers to become the Senate Minority Leader. And whereas, in addition to her service to our state in the General Assembly, Ms. Sapensley was a mentor and trusted advisor to decades of Rhode Island's leaders, as well as generations of young women across the state. She served as the Public Utilities Commissioner, chairwoman of the Rhode Island Housing and Mortgage Finance Corporation, and was a Constitutional Convention delegate. And whereas throughout her lifetime, Ms. Sapensley was an active and contributing member of the community, working with countless community organizations, including Trinity Repertory Company, Butler Hospital, Providence Public Library, Rhode Island Board of Regents, Dorcas Place, the American Civil Liberties Union, Planned Parenthood of Rhode Island, and Wellesley College. And whereas Ms. Sapensley had also been active in her support for both education and the arts. She was an advocate and a force behind the creation of the Community College of Rhode Island. It was one of Rhode Island College's greatest supporters. She and her husband John endowed a theater at Rhode Island College, which is named the Lila and John Sapensley Hall in their honor. And whereas still dedicated and vigorous at the age of 92, Lila Sapensley had not only earned the unqualified admiration and respect of those she worked with, but also their loyalty, love, and devotion. She was a woman of rare grace, gentility, strength, and immense wisdom, who enriched the lives of all who knew her. She will be greatly missed. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this Senate of the State of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations hereby expresses our deepest sympathies to the entire Sapensley family on the passing of the Honorable Lila M. Sapensley. And be it further resolved that the Secretary of State be, and she is hereby authorized and directed to transmit duly certified copies of this resolution to Patricia Sapensley and family, Joan Sapensley and family, Jill Mooney and family, and Carol Rubenstein and family.
Senator Golden.
Thank you. On the Friday before Senator Sapensley passed away, she and I had lunch. She'd invited me to join her in the cafe in her home at Laurel Mead to discuss the upcoming legislative session and to talk about legislation that was important to her and wanted to see that legislation introduced. Lila and I sat for a couple of hours talking about her recent visit to her family and the upcoming one she had been planning. We talked about aging, we talked about the book she was reading, and we talked about what it means to care for one another up to the very last days of life. As we discussed the strategy for the legislation she wanted introduced, we talked about who else in our community might like to get involved in the effort. It was very easy to forget that Lila Sappensley was 92 years old. Lila was a dynamic, smart woman who certainly was a trailblazer for women in politics. But it's that last lunch that's really going to inspire me. Lila was advocating for the people of Rhode Island till her very last moment. As we gather today on this opening day, filled with hope for new beginnings, let's all be inspired by Lila to be advocates for the people of Rhode Island today and always.
Senator Golden moves passage. Leader Algier seconds the passage. All those in favor, please rise. The resolution passes. There being no further new business, the next item on our agenda is communications. We have several communications. From Senate Minority Leader Algier, the Rhode Island Senate Republicans held a caucus on Monday, November 10, 2014 to elect their leadership for the 2015-16 legislative sessions. The leadership is as follows: Senator Dennis L. Algier, Senate Minority Leader; Senator Nicholas B. Kettle, Senate Minority Whip; Senator Christopher S. Ariano, Deputy Minority Leader; Senator-elect Elaine Morgan, Deputy Minority Whip; Senator-elect Mark W. G., Deputy Minority Leader. Congratulations. To the Honorable Senate, from Michael J. McCaffrey, Democratic Caucus Secretary. This is to inform you that the Democratic senators elected on November 4th, 2014 have organized the Democratic Caucus for the Senate's 2015-16 term. As part of the organizational meeting held in the Senate Lounge at the State House on November 6, 2014, the 32 members of the caucus elected the Honorable Dominic J. Ruggiero of the 4th Senatorial District as Senate Majority Leader for the 2015-2016 term. Leader Ruggiero, congratulations. From the Secretary of State Gorbea, the names of all of the senators which have been previously read, and providing the list and certificate of election filed in the office of the Board of Elections on the 3rd day of December. Will the clerk please place those on file? At this time, I will entertain, are there any guests to be introduced? Senator Metz?
Yes, thank you, Madam President, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, and our guests, our honored guests. It's my pleasure to introduce to you today the family of Senator Pachado, his lovely wife Janet, and their children Christian, Tiffany, and Emilio Pachado.
Senator Kettle?
Thank you, Madam President. Introduction?
Please proceed, Senator.
Thank you. Joining us today, we have the family of Senator G. First, we have his wife, Dana G. Please stand to be recognized. His son, Zing. His other son, Griffin. And his daughter, Hope. Welcome to the Senate. Madam President, I have further introductions.
Please proceed, Senator.
Thank you. I have also joining us, we have guests of now Senator Morgan. We have joining us her husband Ed Morgan, her son Ian, hold your applause, her son Ian Morgan, her father Bernard, and her mother Joy Eaton. Her mother-in-law Lillian Morgan in the back. Joining us in the gallery, we have Scott Bill Hurst, Hopkinton Town Moderator. We have family friend Kathy Larkin and her son Sam Nenzi. Also joining us in the gallery is Hopkinton Town Councilperson Barbara Capalbo. Some other family friends, Susan Sisson of North Kingstown and Kim Walker from Warwick. We also have Tina Levigny from Hopkinton and her sister all the way from the Philippines, Esther Baldacimo. We have Laura Little Holt from Hopkinton. And we have Ray Morrissey from the Exeter Town Council. And last but not least, Lynn Hawkins, the Exeter Town Clerk. Welcome all to the Senate. Thank you.
Senator Satchel.
Thank you, Madam President. An introduction.
Please proceed.
It is my honor and privilege to introduce the family of Senator Gail Golden and a friend of Senator Gail Golden. We have her husband, Jeff Levy. We have her two sons, Jonah and Zach Levy, and friend of the family, David Allard.
Senator Golden.
Madam President, an introduction of Senator Satchel's family.
Please proceed.
It's with pleasure that I introduce Kayla Satchel, Senator Satchel's wife, and the sleeping Morgan Satchel. She's so cute.
Leader Algier.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to introduce some family members and a guest of Senator Kettle. First, Senator Kettle's mom, Michelle Kettle. Senator Kettle's grandfather, Bill May. Bill. Senator Kettle's grandfather, David Kettle. And former member of the House of Representatives and former House Minority Whip, Nick Gorham. Welcome.
Thank you. Leader Ruggiero.
Thank you, Madam President. Is an introduction in order?
Yes, please.
Thank you, Madam President and members of the Senate. To you and through you and to the members of the Senate and our guests in the chamber, it's a pleasure for me to introduce the family of Senator Mary Ellen Goodwin. And I want to start with my constituent and one of my favorite former senators, Senator Tom Goodwin. Madam President, I would also like to introduce Senator Goodwin's sister, Sheila, and her husband, Paul Conley. Senator Goodwin's other sister, Maureen, and her husband, Jeff LaRock. Senator Goodwin's two nieces, Mary Grace and Teresa. And Senator Goodwin's two nephews, Jack and Liam.
Thank you, Donald.
Thank you, Leader. Senator Nesselbush.
An introduction, Madam President.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Madam President. It gives me great pleasure to rise to introduce the families of my two friends and seatmates. First, on my left, the family of Senator Paul Fogarty and Chairman Fogarty, his ebullient wife, Nancy Fogarty, and his two sons, Daniel and Patrick. Welcome. It also gives me great pleasure to introduce the family of my other seatmate, Senator and Chairman Josh Miller. His lovely wife Nancy is here, along with his sister-in-law Suzanne, all the way from Yarmouth, Maine. Welcome.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Lombardi.
Introduction, please, Madam President.
Please proceed.
Before I introduce, Madam President, I'd like to thank you for my new seat and my new perspective on the Senate. And I have to say, from this seat, both Senator Conley and Madam President, you appear much taller than for what I remember from last year. Introduction, please, Madam President.
Thank you, and I'm hoping your new seat will assist me with the Lombardi and Lombardo.
Well, I noticed who your favorite is, Madam President, since Lombardo's on top and Lombardi's on the bottom. But it gives me great pleasure to introduce the family of one of our new members, Senator Cindy Coyne. And it gives me great, and please rise as I announce you, first a public servant himself for many, many years as a deputy AG, her husband Jerry. Their daughters, Katie and Megan. Their sons, Patrick and Ian. And the Senator's mom, Judy Amor. In the gallery, there are also friends and campaign workers of the Senator, and they are up in the gallery, Stephanie Worth, Joanne Judge, Linda Green, and District 32 Committee Chair Anthony Arrico and his wife Joan. Please rise. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Sosnowski.
Thank you, Madam President. Introduction?
Please proceed.
Thank you. To you and through you and to the members of the Senate, it's my pleasure to introduce Senator Crowley's, she has some campaign committee members here today, and it's Lisa Lavoie and Lynn Beauclair. Welcome.
Senator Crowley.
Thank you, Madam President. Introduction?
Please proceed.
To you and through you, Madam President, it gives me great pleasure to introduce my seatmate's husband, Michael Sosnowski. And she also brought along with her the Secretary of District 37 Senatorial District Committee, Leanne Peckham. Welcome.
Senator Archambault.
Thank you, Madam President. Introduction, please.
Please proceed.
Madam President, I have the honor of introducing the lovely wife of Senator Frank Lombardi, Ann Lombardi. And Madam President, second introduction, please.
Please proceed, Senator.
Madam President, I also have the distinct honor of introducing the lovely wife, Margaret DePalma, of Senator Lou DePalma. And Madam President, Abigail DePalma Isom, who's the daughter of Senator DePalma. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Senator Goodwin.
Thank you. Introduction, Madam President.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Madam President. Members of the Senate, I have the pleasure of introducing the guests of both the Senate President and our Senate Majority Leader. First, join me in giving a warm welcome to the Senate President's family and friends. Joining the Senate President today is her mom and dad, Arthur and Marie Piver. Welcome to the Senate. The President's mother-in-law, Joan Heel. The President's stepdaughter, Nicole Beatty. Welcome. Also joining the Senate President are some very dear friends from Newport. The newly elected councilwoman, school committee woman, Kathleen Sylvia, who's the mother of our legislative director. Welcome. The Senate President's dear friend, the mayor of Newport, Jean Marie Napolitano. And I see Justice Colleen Hastings. Welcome to you, Your Honor. Thank you. Is that it, Madam President? That's it. That's all I see from your family.
That's good.
Thank you. Next, Madam President, it's an honor also to introduce the guest of our Senate Majority Leader. Please give a warm welcome to the Senate Majority Leader's guest. Joining him to our right is his girlfriend, Barbara Santilli. Welcome to you, Barbara. The Senator's daughter and son-in-law, Amanda and P.J. Fallon. Friends also of the leader here in the chamber today, Jonathan Boucher, Peter Baptista, and Derek Silva. I also wanted to recognize when I was coming, Madam President, the Senator's son, Charles, and his daughter-in-law, Jillian, and their two girls were also here earlier but couldn't stay. That completes the list for the Senate Majority Leader. Madam President, I'd like to also point out two guests of mine in the chamber. Please join me in welcoming the chairman of my Senate District Committee, Senator, I elevated you, Kevin McHugh, and Bruce Hyder. Welcome to you both, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Senator O'Neill.
Thank you, Madam President. Introductions?
Please proceed.
Thank you. Madam President, to you and through you to the members of the Senate, it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Donna Raptakis, Alexandra Raptakis, and Nicholas Raptakis, all part of the Also, if I may, I'd also like to introduce Erin Arcan from Coventry. She's up in the gallery, and Erin has been very active in a number of Lou's campaigns, and she's, I'm sure, part of the family. Thank you, Madam President.
Senator Walaska.
Introduction, Madam President.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Madam President. To you and through you, and to the members of the Senate, it's my privilege to introduce members of the Dr. or Chairman McCaffrey. Well, he's a doctor of law. Chairman McCaffrey's family. His lovely wife, Deidre McCaffrey. And his daughters, both Brenda and Deidre McCaffrey. Welcome to the Senate.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Picard.
Thank you, Madam President. Introductions?
Please proceed.
Madam President, to you and through you and to the members of the Senate, it's my pleasure to introduce family and friends of Senator Pearson. First of all, his aunt and former State Senator Sandra Hanaway. Welcome back. His mother, Deborah Kent. Aunt and Uncle William and Kayla Kent. Cousin Christy Hanaway. And family friend, John Monaghan. Welcome.
Senator Pearson.
Thank you, Madam President. Introduction, please.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to first start off by welcoming the family of Senator DuPont. First, I'd like to welcome his father, Manuel. his children, which I believe both of them are sitting on his lap or close by. Oh, Antonio's over there. Antonio and Sophia. And his wonderful wife, Marcia Souza, as well. Welcome to the Senate. Thank you, Madam President. I'd also like to take this opportunity to welcome to the chamber Senator Picard's wonderful wife, Diane, and his daughter, Caitlin.
Senator McCaffrey.
Thank you, Madam President. Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, is an introduction in order?
It is.
I'd like to introduce the family members of Senator Felag who are here present with us this afternoon. His brother, Mark. His sister, Mary Johns. His sister, Jane Belasco. And his niece, Allie Threadgill. Good afternoon and welcome to the chamber.
Senator Lynch.
Thank you, Madam President. Introduction.
Please proceed.
Madam President, it's my pleasure to introduce the family of Senator Gallo, her husband, Russell, and her daughter, Laura. Welcome to the Senate. Madam President, could I also introduce Senator Doyle's family while I'm up?
Please proceed.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to introduce Senator Doyle's wife, Jacqueline. His mother, Joan. And his father, former Senator James Doyle. Welcome to the Senate. Mayor. I'm sorry, I'm not paying attention. Former Mayor Doyle. Thank you.
We would have taken him as a senator. Senator Jabbour.
Thank you, Madam President. Permission to introduce guests, please.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Madam President. Members of the Senate, it's an honor and a privilege to introduce the wife of our colleague, Senator O'Neill, and warm welcome for Carol O'Neill. Welcome, Carol.
Senator DePalma.
President, introduction in order.
Please proceed.
To you and through you and to the members of the Senate, it's a privilege and an honor to introduce my seatmate, Senator Archambault's family. First, his wife, Gigi Archambault. His sister, Valerie Steckel. His brother-in-law, Bruce Steckel. And certainly least but not last, Daniel Steckel's nephew.
Senator Cody.
Thank you, Madam President. It's an honor and a privilege to introduce to you and through you to the members of the Senate the family of Senator Sheehan. With us here today are his wife Meredith and baby Abigail. His sons Liam and Colin. His mother-in-law, Melissa Jones. And in the gallery, sister-in-law Amanda Caruthi. Brother-in-law Caruthi Jenga. And their daughters, Dorothy and Lucy. Welcome to the Senate.
Senator Ratakis.
Thank you, Madam President. Introduction of guests.
Please proceed.
The pleasure to introduce the guests of Senator O'Neill, and we have with us Robert Marseca, John Hayes, David Ferrenti, and John Carroll. Welcome to the Senate.
Senator Gallo.
To you and through you, an introduction, please.
Please proceed.
It gives me great pleasure to be here today and introduce Senator Lynch's guests. First of all, her mom and dad, John and Pat Lynch. some good friends, Joe Prada, Denise Finkelman, and Jennifer Griffin. Please stand. Welcome.
Senator Pichardo.
Introduction, Madam President.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Madam President. Wanted to welcome to the chamber some friends and also some esteemed colleagues. I have the honor and privilege to be back, and I have the privilege to introduce the spouse and wife of Senator Metz, Ms. Diaz Metz. 45 years married to Senator Metz and a retired school teacher and guidance counselor. Welcome. In addition, I have Ms. Deborah Tunstall, sister-in-law. Welcome to the chamber. Madam President, may I proceed?
Please proceed, Senator.
First, I'd like to also welcome and special greetings to the newly elected Secretary of State, a dear friend, Nelly Gorbea, who I've known for many years, and it's a historic day today for Rhode Island and for all of us, especially in the Latino community. So welcome, Nelly. You will do a wonderful job. It's your first time addressing and being here in the Senate. It is truly a privilege to be in these chambers, and we have a lot to do to make our state in the right direction for many families and the future of Rhode Island. So welcome. Lastly, Madam President, I have several guests in the gallery, and if they may stand, you know, we come back to this chamber with friends and constituents and people that worked hard. Couldn't fit them in all in here. I know I've gotten into trouble before trying to get at least 20 people here, but some of them could not be here. So the first person I have with me and in joining us is Rafael Blanco, who's a friend and Senate District Leader. Julius Kolawale, friend, constituent, and a community leader. Juan Espinal, a friend and a hard worker. Roberto Castellano, a friend and a small business, hard worker in the community in Rhode Island, and his brother Luis Castellano. Welcome to the chamber, and good luck to you in 2015. Thank you.
Senator Conley.
Madam President, introduction, please. Thank you. I think we should note that it's my understanding that Senator Lombardi requested his seat change because I was blocking his view of the podium. Having said that, Madam President, it is my honor and privilege to introduce the family of Senator Lombardo. His wife, Patty. His daughter, Victoria. And his son, Frank. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Senator Lombardo.
Thank you, Madam President. Introduction in order, please.
Please proceed.
To you and through you and to the members of the Senate, it's my pleasure to introduce to you the family and guest of Senator Conley, his wife, Norma, his son, Brady, and his girlfriend up in the gallery, Emily Barry, his son, Dylan, and his fiancée, Jenica Reed.
Senator Ariano.
Introduction, Madam President.
Please proceed.
Madam President, members of the Senate, please help me in welcoming a good friend and constituent who joined me here today from Portsmouth, Mr. John Vitkovich, in the gallery.
Thank you. Senator Pichardo, again, or no? That completes our introductions, and at this time we will return to item number 16, the election of the Secretary of the Senate. The next order of business is the election of the Secretary of the Senate. Are there any nominations? The Chair recognizes Senator DePalma.
Madam President, it's both a privilege and an honor to recognize this next gentleman who's been our Secretary for the last several years and a good friend, Joseph Brady.
Senator DePalma nominates Joseph Brady. Seconded. Is there a second to that nomination? Senator Gallo.
I'd like to second the nomination. Joe Brady, besides sharing the same birthday as mine, has always been very special, and he does a wonderful job, and it's my pleasure to second it.
Thank you, Senator Gallo. Are there any additional nominations? Hearing none, would the clerk unlock the machine? Those voting for Joseph R. Brady as Secretary of the Senate will so indicate by pressing the green button. Those opposed, the red. The clerk will lock the machine and take the tally: 38 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative. And it is my pleasure to announce that Joseph R. Brady of Newport has been elected the Secretary of the Senate for the years of 2015 and 16. The next order of business is the election of the reading clerk of the Senate. Are there any nominations? The chair recognizes Senator Doyle.
Madam President, this gentleman that I would like to nominate is a Kentucky boy like myself. I've known him for a long time. Madam President, colleagues, I'd like to nominate John S. Baxter.
Is there a second to that nomination? Senator Nesselbush.
Yes, Madam President, I rise to second the nomination of John Baxter. I also, from Pawtucket, know what simply a true professional and class act John Baxter is, so I second that nomination.
Second, there's been a second. Are there any additional nominations? Hearing none, would the clerk unlock the machine? Those voting for John S. Baxter as the reading clerk of the Senate will so indicate by pressing the green button. Those opposed, the red. The clerk will lock the machine and take the tally: 38 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative. It is my pleasure to announce that John S. Baxter of Pawtucket has been selected the reading clerk of the Senate for the years 2015 and 16. At this time, I would call upon the Secretary of State, Nellie Gorbea, to administer the oath of office to the Secretary-elect of the Senate and the reading clerk-elect of the Senate. Would the two of you please rise?
Thank you, Madam President. Okay, so first, Joe Brady. Yeah, thanks. So repeat after me. I, Joseph Brady.
I, Joseph Brady.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will faithfully and impartially.
That I will faithfully and impartially.
Discharge the duties of the office.
Discharge the duties of the office.
Of the Secretary of the Senate.
Of the Secretary of the Senate.
According to the best of my abilities.
According to the best of my abilities.
And that I will support the Constitution.
And I will support the Constitution.
And laws of this state.
And laws of this state.
And the Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me, please. I, John Baxter.
I, John Baxter.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will faithfully and impartially.
That I will faithfully and impartially.
Discharge the duties of the office.
Discharge the duties of the office.
Of the reading clerk of the Senate.
Of the reading clerk of the Senate.
According to the best of my abilities.
According to the best of my abilities.
And that I will support the Constitution.
And I will support the Constitution.
And laws of this state.
And laws of this state.
And the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Mr. Secretary and Mr. Clerk. At this time, I will entertain a motion for the adoption of the interim rules of the Senate until the Senate Rules Committee makes a formal report. Senator Lynch.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that the interim rules be adopted.
Is there a second? Senator DuPont.
I second the motion.
Any discussion? Hearing none, the clerk will unlock the machine and take the tally. Will the clerk please lock the machine? 38 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and the rules have been, the interim rules have passed. At this time, are there any announcements? If there are no announcements, I am proud again to introduce the Newport, Rhode Island Division 1. Back to communications. I'll still introduce Division 1. Come on in. We have some additional communications that were on hold until the swearing in and the arrival of the Secretary of State. 3 pieces of correspondence from Nellie M. Gorbea, Secretary of State, one indicating that the oath of Senate President has been administered, one indicating the oath of engagement for Secretary of the Senate, and one indicating the oath of engagement to the reading clerk of the Senate. Will those all please be placed on file? At this time, I'm proud again to introduce the Newport, Rhode Island Division 1 Ancient Order of Hibernian Men's Singing Group who will perform God Bless America. I will also call at this time for after the singing Father Healy to join us on the rostrum. Father Bernard Healy, the pastor of Our Lady of Mercy Church in East Greenwich, for the purposes of delivering the benediction. Father Healy, if you would come up. If the choir would please proceed. Standing at this time, and as Father Bernard Healy, pastor of Our Lady of Mercy, delivers the benediction.
The Hibernians are a tough act to follow. Let us pray. With firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, Almighty God, Father of Abraham and Isaac, Jacob and Jesus, we beg your continued blessings upon our state of Rhode Island, upon the members of our state Senate, and upon all those who proudly call Rhode Island home. We ask your benediction upon those yet to be born and upon those who are about to see you at the end of this life. Bless those families whose ancestors arrived upon these shores generations ago, as well as those families who have newly arrived. Help them to build a better future while weaving their lives into the rich tapestry that is America and Rhode Island. We lift up your loving care upon all those who are afflicted by suffering or distress. We ask for the grace to stand in solidarity with all those who suffer. May we strive to include your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free in the production and prosperity of a people so richly blessed. O God of wisdom and justice, God of might and love, we ask your guidance upon those who govern us, most especially the members of this august chamber of the Rhode Island State Senate. Make them all worthy to serve you by serving the common good, and help them remember that the only just government is the government that serves its citizens rather than itself. Give us the good sense not to cast aside the boundaries of righteous living you first inscribed upon our hearts, even before inscribing them on tablets of stone. May you mend our every flaw, confirming our soul in self-control and our liberty in law. Almighty God, we thank you for the great gift of our beloved country and state, for we are indeed one nation under God, and in God we trust. Dear God, bless America, bless the state of Rhode Island, bless the Rhode Island State Senate, for you live and reign forever and ever.
Thank you, Father. That was beautiful. Senator Metz.
Thank you. Madam President, there's no further business to, I move that we adjourn in memory of the Honorable Lila M. Sappensley.
Senator Metz moves that we adjourn in memory of the Honorable Lila M. Sappensley, seconded by Senator Golden, Leader Algier, Leader Ruggiero, and many others. All those in favor, please rise. The Senate is adjourned. Congratulations, everyone.